Hello, my name is Bonnie Way, and I'm the author of the North American Martyrs Kids Activity Book. In this book, I seek to teach children ages 7 to 12-ish about the North American Martyrs, who were 8 Jesuit missionaries to an area of Canada and the US known as New France in the 1600s. And I first found out about these martyrs when I became a Catholic myself. I converted to Catholicism as an adult, and I came to Catholicism with an interest both in faith and in history. And so soon after my conversion, I started asking myself, who are the Canadian saints? Do we have any Canadian saints? Because I'd heard about so many other great Canadian saints. And even as a child, actually myself, I grew up reading saint books with my best friend. And I remember each of us fighting over who got to be the Virgin Martyr. So when I joined the Catholic Church as an adult, I went looking for Canadian saints. And that was when I discovered the North American Martyrs. And this group of 8 men are just amazing in their heroism and their courage and their love for God and for the people of North America. And so I enjoyed researching them and reading about them. And, we even contemplated naming one of our children after one of these martyrs if our children had been boys, but we had 4 girls in a row. And then last year, along with some friends, I decided to do a Canadian history unit with my children. We are homeschoolers, and we've been studying history for 4 years now. But we'd studied world history, and I decided it was time to focus on Canadian history. And naturally, I wanted to do this from a Catholic viewpoint. And so I began looking for Catholic Canadian resources for my children to teach them about our history, because I knew we had this rich faith history with the North American Martyrs and what they had done in New France in the 1600s. And I was very surprised to find no resources available for them. There was very little about any of the Canadian saints, with the exception of St. Kateri Tekakwitha, who's a very popular saint, and St. Andre Bessette, who's a more recent saint and also very popular. And there was a novel, I think, about St. Isaac Jogues and another novel about St. Jean de Brebeuf, but there was really not much for teaching my children about these saints. And so that was the impetus behind creating a book about these saints, was that I wanted these resources for my kids and I couldn't find them. And so I created these resources. And so the answer was the North American Martyrs Kids Activity Book, and it has 135 pages of biographies of these saints, coloring pages for these saints, reflection questions for the kids, mazes, word puzzles, and more activities just to help them really learn about these saints and to think about their lives and what they did, and really get to know the saints and their amazing legacy of faith for us today.